Hi guys, my name is Dan and this is another vlog from BragDeal, and today we're going to be talking about why you should have your website mobile friendly. Now to start it off, it's pretty obvious. I mean, most of us are using our phones nowadays. Probably any friend that you have and your mom and dad are using their phones, whether it's to check a map, whether it's to check a company's website. If you're walking in the street and you need to find an address of the company, you're going on the website. Now, I'm sure you've been in a situation where you went on the website and it's only built for desktop view. And in that case, it's kind of frustrating to try to zoom in and try to figure out what it says and where to go in the different blocks of the website design. And you can agree that after maybe 5 to 10 seconds of trying to play around with it, you give up and either you leave the site or you just get what you needed from it and you're out of it. Let alone that it's frustrating for most of the clients that go on your site. If it's not mobile friendly, chances are every client is going to go to the competition. Now that sounds like a nightmare for you, right? Because you just lost the client. So one thing to consider when you are revamping the site, or whether you're hiring a developer, whether you're doing it yourself, is that you want to make sure it's built in blocks. Now what I mean by blocks is, at the top usually you have your slider. Follow the slider, you have your About Us, services, and so on. What you want to consider is that yes, you're going to have the fancy design, you're going to have the nice images and all the icons that you want, but you want to keep in mind that everything you're doing has to fit nicely on the phone later on. So what I would like to recommend in this case is, when you're building that site, make sure that you are considering what text you put where, and then when it adjusts, it all has to go under each other in a block format. You want to make sure that there is not a lot of overwhelming amount of stuff. What I mean by removing some stuff or hiding some different areas on the mobile site is not necessarily you want to delete things. It's when you are on the mobile version, if things start to go under each other, and you have, for example, you have the big homepage at the top, the big slider, and then underneath you have your About Us, services. If your About Us has a lot of text on the desktop, it might look good, but on the phone, all of a sudden it becomes like a big giant block of text. Now imagine scrolling through your phone and just scrolling through a bunch of text. At this point, you already forgot what site you're on because you're not even interested visually anymore, and chances are it doesn't really matter what it says because technically nobody reads it anyways. This is more for search engines. And that leads me to another topic of search engine optimization, or in short, SEO. Yes, SEO is important for mobile friendly sites. Google, Yahoo, and so on, they all look to see if your website, if your company's website has a mobile friendly adjustable website. If it's not, they're gonna rank your competition higher, just for the simple fact that it's gonna be ranking better as far as traffic goes. It's gonna have a lower bounce rate. If you don't remember what bounce rate is, we did cover it in another previous video, but in really short, a bounce rate is how fast they look at your stuff and bounce out of your site. So we want to make sure we keep it on the site as long as possible as far as good content, but of course if they're on their phone, we want to make sure that scrolling through and taking the time to learn about the business. Everything that's on the phone version has to make sense as far as flow goes. So when you're at the very top, you must have a click to action buttons lined up. Now, what I mean by click to action, we'll actually talk more, and I'll be giving away a free article describing how to convert the clients that come to your site, whether it's on the phone or a desktop. But back to the topic of click to action, when they click on a particular thing at the top of your website, we want to get them to funnel through to a point on the phone that will get them to do whatever it is the function of the site is, whether it's to put their email in, whether it's to call you, or maybe just to scroll through and look at the gallery that you have. And this is a really quick guide as to why you should have a mobile friendly site. I hope you liked the video. If you did, subscribe to the channel, like and share it, and make sure you leave any comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions or any opinions that you might have. And until next time guys, thank you for watching.